Hello, everyone watching. Hi, people in the chat. Welcome to the Granny Show. Here we are again. Um, Hello, everyone. Oh, shit. I got on such a roll there, thinking I was all full of myself, and I got that echo again. Well, this is the usual. Okay, you guys. Hi, everybody in the chat. Thanks for showing up. It's the Granny Show again. We have a wonderful guest backstage. Okay, so for K-Ride Express, hey, dude, Jonocide, good morning. Hashtag heal. Glad to have you here, Michelle Embry. Gosh, thanks, you guys, for being here. We have 15 thumbs up already. That is mind blowing. Okay. Oh, Trisha Pappas, hi. Oh, yeah, my voice echoing into eternity, K, right? I know. I'm not even going to say that one of these times I'm going to fix it, because I say that every week and it doesn't get done because I'm a lazy bum. So you guys, okay, let's get underway with today's show, because here we are. So I'm going to bring my co-host Maggie-of-England on, and we're going to dish with our guest today. So you guys, here's Maggie-of-England.
Hi, everyone. Much love to everybody that beautiful Robin mentioned. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Maggie. It's good to see you, dear. It's been a whole week.
I know. What a week.
Oh, what a week. We say that every Sunday. We go, holy fuck, what a week that was.
I know.
And it just, it keeps on rolling, always surprises, always.
I'm playing with my balls in honor of the guest. I still haven't mastered any of my things.
Oh, wait, you said bowls.
Balls.
Oh, you said balls.
Yeah.
I thought I misheard you. I thought, oh my God, she said, I'm playing with my balls. And I went, no, she didn't say that. But you did.
It's because he's a great saucer-later.
Those are those chime balls.
Yeah. You know how everybody's rooting through the stuff and finding things. So am
I. That's too funny. That's okay. Boy, because I'm an old lady and I've seen a few things, that reminds me of really giant Benoit balls. If anybody knows who those are, keep it to yourself.
I don't know what they are, but thank you very
much. Never mind. But I was introduced to them, decades ago, and I went, how the fuck can you make Benoit balls work? What do you have to rock and snap your head? Okay, you guys Google Benoit balls, and you will be probably scandalized, because an old lady should not be talking about that. Well, screw you.
We're not old ladies, we're hashtag grannies.
Well, but you know what, really quick, those chime balls, I have one that is it's on a bracelet. It's a charm size chime ball. And it's a little tiny replica of a globe, a world globe, with little raised, cheap metal continents and stuff. And it tinkled. So I found it. Well, it didn't tinkle. Yeah, it tinkled. So I went to look for it the other day. I was thinking about sending it to my granddaughter, and I found it, and I shook it, and it's probably 40 years old. And,
wow.
And so it kind of went think. There, the chime was dead. But anyway, how cool is that big chime?
Yeah, Darren got me from a charity shop years ago.
Really? How cool is that?
And they're beautiful. They really are beautiful. Got dragons on and things.
Oh, they are pretty.
Yeah.
Well, those kind of dragons, I'll bet they came from Chinatown. Okay, boy, you guys, Maggie and I don't talk for a whole week. Sometimes, sometimes we're on Facebook. No, we're on Google Hangouts. That's where you and I, and we do comments to each other during the week, but we don't talk. And so
No.
this is, you guys are witnessing Maggie and I catching up, and we're being really rude to our guest. He's been so patient in the green room. I'm going to bring on our guest. Oh, wait, Killendall. Hi, sweetheart. The Mudbrooker.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Hi, guys.
You guys, okay, we are going to bring on a friend of ours. We've known Saroth the Mage for some time now. He's like one of us old timers. Okay, so I'm going to bring him on because I'm going to say stuff that we should be saying when our guest comes on. Okay, everybody, I would like to present Saroth the Mage. Hey, Saroth.
Evening, ladies. Grannies International.
Granny's International trademark. Yeah, it's good to see you, dear.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
No, we've been after you for a while, actually.
Yeah, we've been talking about you, and we got to have Saroth the Mage on, and so it's been a while, Saroth, since the three of us, or even you and I, have talked like camera to camera, because
long time.
we were on the Sunday Chill,
and then
we were indeed.
Saturn. Yeah. Well, I'll never say that right, so I'm not going to say it.
The Saturday.
That's it.
The Saturday sideshow was the last time I think we were all together as a group.
Yeah.
And I've kind of retired from live streams and stuff since then because I just don't like doing it on my own. It's not the same.
I know what you're saying.
Well, you need to get your gang together and do. You hook up with StreamYards, which is so simple. An old woman can do it.
Are you sure? I had a go and I couldn't really figure it out. But that's, if it's not on my phone, if I have to do something on a desktop, I just can't do anything. Everything I do for my channel is on this phone, pretty much.
Well, StreamYard. Okay, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about Streamlabs. I could not figure out Streamlabs.
Streamlabs was the one I couldn't figure out.
I tried that. I got so frustrated because it's really detailed and intricate, lots of minutia, lots of fiddly stuff, and it's meant for gamers. And I am not that. I'm just an old lady who wants to do this. And so StreamYard is very, very stupid people friendly. It's very old age friendly. It's very basic, and it almost does it for you. It's so easy, Saroth. So
That's what I like.
And it does not cost a penny.
Yeah.
Another bonus feature.
Another fucking bonus. And you can do it. Of course, there are levels that you can pay for if you want to put your own logo, if you want to broadcast to different platforms. I don't care. I just want to do it here on YouTube while I can. I recommend it. So check it out.
I will check it out.
And then they also, and it's a couple of young kids who started this, and they have tutorials. They answer questions. If you join their group on Facebook, they'll answer your comments on Facebook. It's so friendly, and it's so lovely, and it's warm and fuzzy, and I can't recommend it highly enough. So give that a try, Saroth.
That's good enough for me, Robin.
Yeah. Okay. An endorsement from a couple of very old women,
If we can do it, anybody can.
Anybody can. You can teach your guinea pig to do it, and it'll come out looking like our show.
Stephen Rowan. Hiya, darling. Just said Steve looks very young. I thought the same when I saw him. I
have actually been taking part in a time travel experiment, and I am back to about 32, I believe.
Okay, well,
wow.
It worked. Is that going to on a GoFundMe, or is that a Kickstarter?
It's just something I knocked up in the garage.
Okay, without a Kickstarter. So dang, you did it on by the seat of your pants. Good on you. Well, you look great, dear.
Right, you do.
Thank you very much, Stephen Ronan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Amanda Palmender is in the chat. So
Oh, Amanda.
yeah. Well, we pay tribute to the chat from time to time. Sometimes
I can't see anyone here, you see, so.
Can you do a desktop version of your phone and open a tab to YouTube?
Oh, I could, but that might be risky.
Yeah.
You could lose me altogether if I do that. I think I'll just stick with this. But love to everyone in chat, of course.
Yeah. And also Veronica May, Asian Veronica, is in the chat. Yeah, and she would like to participate in your going back in time experiment. That's a special.
That can be arranged. I have the specifications to my time machine. I would gladly lend them to Agent Veronica. I know she does good work.
Yeah, she does indeed, and she's like a super warrior in our realm because we have a stalker. And you know,
don't we all?
Oh,
don't we all? That's like
that's a mutual one.
If you don't have a stalker, you're nobody in YouTube, man.
I know, and we get curses and hate and bad words and threats and stuff from, it's interesting. It's really
great because it goes back tenfold.
Yeah,
back at you.
Yeah, when you least expect it. So, Saroth the Mage. I'm going to ask you stuff I never really had an opportunity to ever talk with you about. I know you've been very candid on your channel, and you guys, I'm going to put a link in our comment in our description. Saroth
I expect to see at least 2 new subscribers after this show.
I hope to get you over 1,000.
Yeah, 2 new subscribers.
I really do. I want everybody go over and sub to Saroth. He has great information on there.
Yeah, and also he describes his path, his evolution, his changes, his decisions, and his observations. And it's he's a good guy. He means no harm. And you know what? I think that's a hallmark, Maggie, of our show. None of our friends, none of our guests, nobody we associate with means harm. And that's the lovely thing. That's a lovely thing. And Saroth, you're one of our dear friends. And
yes,
but I want to. You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
We're going to let you loose any minute now, Saroth.
Let me at him.
Rage on, baby. But I understand you were sort of in the musical
yes
field. Can you when did that start? How young were you?
Oh wow, I was just thinking about that today, actually, wondering what the hell I was going to talk about. That was way back when I was a young man. The band kind of started coming out of the acid house scene in the UK in the late 80s. And we had a cool little practice place in the red light district in Aberdeen. And we took loads of drugs and had a strobe light, and we didn't have jobs, so we just went to the practice place all day and most of the nights. And we were called 13. And we played 10 gigs, all in Aberdeen. We weren't very organized. We weren't that good, to be honest. Good enough. But that was the start of I think it was the band splitting up. It's so exciting playing live in front of an audience and that kind of energy exchange. And we did have fans. We were quite popular, and there wasn't much of a music scene in Aberdeen at the time. And then I think the gap of it, the adrenaline I used to get from being on stage and just hanging out with my buddies, making music. So when that went, that led to a darker phase in my life, which I'll probably touch on as well at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, I was a singer, and I used to do the lyrics, and I used to play harmonica, but I've never learned to play guitar or anything. But now with a chord key oscillator, it's kind of set me free musically, and I'm working hard on that side of things at the moment.
That's wonderful. It's
so far with that, Saroth. I remember when you first started.
Yeah. It was a different. I started on the. You said it earlier on. It's another. But the Chaosilator is a different league to the thing that I started on. You can get a separate track for drums, bass, lead. It's a fantastic little device, and all done on a phone. I mean, how far have we come? We used to use actual 4-track tape recorders and stuff.
Yes, I remember them.
Yeah.
But you know, when your association with the music scene, it sounds like you had a blast. Was that joyous?
Oh, it was fantastic. I don't think I've ever had an experience to rival a packed crowd, and the music's loud, and you can see the effect that your music's having on the crowd, and they're screaming for more, and you know, it's kind of every young man's dream, isn't it?
Oh,
to be a rock star briefly.
I'll bet you got lots of chicks.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
I love that.
No, I was actually in a relationship for the whole time in the band. God damn it! And she actually ended up leaving me when I left the band for one of my little brother's friends, 6 years younger.
Oh well, crap! You missed out on so much.
I know. I could have honestly, if I hadn't been such a good and faithful man, I could have really cleaned up there.
Boy, you could have had notches on your headboard.
Notches.
well, dang. I'm really sorry. Okay, so use your go. I know, but use your go back machine and maybe get a little.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, I could. Yeah. God, I didn't even think of that. I was back in the Bronze Age and, you know, checking out dinosaurs. I was wasting my time there, really.
And being rejected.
Yes.
So when that era of your life ended, then it is sort of indicated it went a little south.
It certainly did. It went, I would say, south. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I'd always been interested in drugs, but not as a, you know, I thought I was expanding my mind, and you know, I was always in like mysticism and magic, and I thought this totally, you know, how can drugs be a bad thing? They expand your mind, they widen your horizons. I got really passionately interested in like visual art, all through just smoking weed, you know.
Yeah.
So how could that possibly be a bad thing? The ecstasy explosion hit in like 88, 89 up here. That was another fantastic thing. People were coming together. You know, you had your fashionable gay hairdressing set with your soccer hooligans. These people would have never come together under normal circumstances, but the boundary dissolving power of MDMA, everybody was friends. Football hooliganism on you know, which had been a blight on British society for a couple of decades, just dwindled to nothing. You know, a couple of guys I was in the band with were like hardcore soccer casuals, you call them up here, football hooligans for our American audience. And they used to, you know, kick the shit out of other opposing fans every weekend. And then all of a sudden it was the summer of love, and we were all dancing in fields, and, you know, it was fantastic. So that was another very positive experience of drugs. The parties started to, this little substance called heroin started to creep in, cocaine and heroin around the edges. At first it was just put on the foil. It seemed, you know, it didn't seem like everyone sitting in a grubby squat with needles and stuff. You know, you take a couple of puffs on this tin foil and, you know, you had no more worries at all.
Best life ever, best feeling in the world.
It really is. And that's, you know, in no way would I ever, I'm strongly against, especially my two wet noirs, which were crack cocaine and heroin. They were terribly destructive drugs in my life, and I saw people die or commit suicide because they couldn't, you know, they just couldn't control their own lives anymore. I started, you know, it didn't go from, you know, it took a good couple of years to get a habit, and then about another 8 years before I started going intravenous and really losing all.
Boy.
Yeah, it was a long slide. And to be honest, I've started, it's weird. I started doing yoga and meditation just recently because I'd always done magic, but it was like results magic or like ritual magic. and I didn't feel I was really reaching that inner core. So a friend of mine who actually works as a drugs rehabilitation kind of worker sent me this thing about you guys might have heard of them, the 5 Tibetan rites. It's like 5 simple yogic exercises to be done once or twice a day, and then I coupled it with meditation, and all of a sudden, I don't know if it's like your body holds memories or something. This rush of memories came back about those kind of lost years. And, not all of them are bad memories. I had good friends. We thought we were having a good time at the time. There was obviously the downside, but when things were good, they were good. We got up to a lot of, adventures, and all that stuff's been coming back to me lately. And I've been thinking about, should I even write a book? But then I'm thinking, I can't really remember a lot of it. I can't put it into sequential, okay, that happened before this. I could kind of fictionalize it. I don't want to glamorize it either. That's the...
Or just do a series of vignettes. It does not have to have a timeline.
That's absolutely right. And it possibly would reflect reality more if it didn't have a strict timeline, because things, with drugs, things happen in a kind of non-linear way anyway, I believe.
True.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, me and Darren had our nephew up from Devon 3 times to get him off heroin. The last time he was here, he injected that much that they couldn't find a vein. I had to rush from work. He was purple on my front room floor.
Oh, Jesus.
They couldn't find a vein, so they had to go in through the groin. I will never forget it as long as I live.
Yeah.
But me and Darren got him through that. He's married, he's got 3 kids, and he never went back on it again.
Fantastic.
Oh, bless him. So something switched off in his brain where the happiness of belonging to a family switched something
that's so
off.
important.
That's magic. That's magical.
The thing that got me away from it was I managed to find friends that weren't, because your social circle shrinks and shrinks until the only people you know are dealers and users.
Yeah.
And then I met a few people who kind of were leading me out of that scene and basically looked after me. You kind of have to be sort of babied again, you know what I mean? You're lying in bed, sweating and trembling, and you do need good people around you, or you're just never going to break away from the social circle of it, which is so strong, that pool, and your friends don't want you to leave. And I'm not saying they were all bad people. We all kind of slid into it together.
Yeah.
We did get into much worse company as the addiction progressed, like any disease,
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for the people I've had in my life ever since.
Yeah.
That's I once met a girl, this has been years ago, and she was talking to me. We were sitting there and she was talking to me about she had tried everything. Pot, alcohol addiction, crack, speed, all of that. And she says she could handle all of it. She could handle all of it, no problem. She says heroin kicked her ass. It was the most alluring, feel good, everything's great with the world. There was this allure, this fake feeling that everything's right, and that's how it gets you, because
Absolutely.
Humans are really starved for feeling good, feeling like belonging, having not to care, approaching it with from almost like a spiritual attitude. All is right. That's the fucking fake allure. And isn't it a goddamn shame that we don't grow up with that's not even built into us. But you know what, Saroth, when you started doing the meditations, boy, words are powerful. There's a reason we have language. It influences, it changes opinions, it affects your thinking. But there are some segments of societies who know the really power of words. And, you know, when you do the meditations, I think it has an effect on your brain when saying certain words in certain sequences sets up the cogs or the pegs slipping into the holes, boom, boom, boom. And I think that because we're made of chemicals and we're made of impulse and we can be influenced by stuff like that. I think it's like stimulating the vagus nerve that goes from the top of your body down through. And if that's healthy, and it can be stimulated, and it can help change your life.
Absolutely.
And I think what you did either switched on or switched off something in your spirit. You know, I hate talking like that, but I that's.
I don't know why Shane's wrong with me.
I don't either, Maggie. But, you know, I think that's how it works. I'm really sorry I got off onto that. This is your show, Sarah. Sorry.
No, it's actually your show. I'm just a guest. But that is such an important point. Actually, weirdly, the other thing that I've been really interested in, I'm interested in magic because of two things. I want to, you know, I'm not interested in worshipping demons and all the fluff that comes with it.
Blah, blah.
What I want to do is find out more about consciousness and how it works and why, you know, the basic questions. It's kind of taking philosophy a little bit further into, you know, uncharted realms, if you like. And I do believe it's a great way of self-improvement, although there's a huge movement in magic at the moment that have gone back to the old grimoires. I don't really agree with it. No. But anyway, oh, thank you, darling. Oh, my darling wife just dropped me in.
Wait,
a cold brew dog. No, I say wife. I say wife.
Okay, because I was going to say, what didn't you tell us, Saroth? Okay.
No, she's. I would say she's my soul wife. She's a wonderful, beautiful person. I'm in her house right now.
Well, can she come over and give us a wave? She doesn't have to come.
Oh no, she wouldn't. She's too shy. But she's very supportive of all my weird habits and obsessions, and just generally being a very strange and difficult person to live with, I would imagine.
Oh, well, how lovely is that?
I know, beautiful.
A little hand came through and just rolled the tin in. I know. How nice. So yeah, magic and consciousness and language. I think that all magic, you know, if you think of Thoth, he's the god of language and magic. Hermes, language, communication, magic. The words, DNA, is like a coded language. So you were really going somewhere with that, Robin. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. You know what? How really odd, because today, you see stuff on Facebook, people post things, and my Egyptian horoscope is Thoth.
There you go. What's your astrology? What's your rising sign and what's your sun sign?
A Scorpio with Leo moon, Taurus rising. No, Leo moon. Leo, okay. Scorpio. Leo moon, Taurus rising.
Interesting.
Gemini with Scorpio.
Oh, Gemini. I get on so well with Gemini. So many people in my life are Gemini. Saw the star there's a Gemini. My mum was a Gemini.
Oh, my mom was a Gemini. She was a bitch, bastard, awful, abusive woman.
Oh, really?
I can take that on board because my sister's a Gemini too.
Oh, Lord.
My dad was a Taurus and my mum Aries.
My dad was he was a Leo. Anyway, astrology, smology.
Yeah,
I know. And you know what? There's like modern day astrology, and then there's like the old original astrology, and things shift over the centuries. And so today's astrology is slightly different from the real old one. So when I read like horoscope prediction, I don't really know which one I'm looking at. I assume it's all the modern stuff, but you know what, the way stuff is written today with horoscopes, everything that is said can be applied to like every goddamn person.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can apply it, like confirmation bias, but then you look at, if you're an Aries and you look at a Sagittarius, you can find similarities in things you're going through, and everybody's, so
It's
Everybody's
like
a bit of
a written cold reading, isn't it? They have to write stuff that is so general that it can apply to anyone. And if you want to believe, you'll force it to fit your life in
That's
some way.
right.
Oh, sure. And you know what? It's sort of, once again, isn't it sad that we as humans have to look for that externally when we have so much inside, internally? Like Saroth, you talk about magic, and I know I've seen a lot of your videos that you have a skepticism. I'm totally on board with that.
I absolutely do.
Because, and Maggie and I have talked about that. The magic is inside you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've always believed. But like I say, I think I'm more of an observer in the magic scene than a participant sometimes, because this move towards 500-year-old grimoires and stuff, it just doesn't really resonate with me that much.
Yeah, but you know what? Your study of it is just adding to your file cabinet. And with all of that knowledge that you're acquiring, you can apply it to your internal magician, your internal capabilities, all of that. So,
exactly.
So the study of the externals can help you with what you can really do.
Yeah, that's my reason for looking so wide. I really do try and cast my net extremely wide. I've done readings from Agrippa, who was like 500 years ago, right up to, I think the last one I did was Peter Gray, which was Lucifer Princeps, written in like 2014. So I do try and give people a broad overview of occult topics.
Mm.
Yeah. Occult meaning hidden. It doesn't really mean woo woo.
It just means hidden knowledge.
It's like what esoteric knowledge, all that stuff, but look at it, you can Google it, you guys. But
Even then, I still don't go by the book on anything or anybody else's work. I do what comes from within me, and I find that powerful. If you do it with good intent, the intentions of what you're giving out, whether it'll work or not. And I always do everything I do with love. I don't care who you are, what you are, you'll get a love bomb from me.
oh, Maggie. See, this is why we're such good friends, Sarah. Just dear. Boy, I don't know where to take that particular thing next. Yes, I do, but I lost it. What? You took a breath.
I was going to say that when I came to YouTube, it was always to kind of find out what magic. I once did a show with Josh and Sam. What is magic? And I really, truly wanted to know what it was, because there's so many different definitions, and Crowley's changes and conformity with the will seemed so not very interesting or valid. But it's such an impossibly broad question to answer. That is what I've been trying to do. I came as a non-expert. There's a thing that, if you've got a YouTube channel, you must be an expert in something. But I totally made it clear from the very start that I wasn't an expert. I wanted to get other people's opinions on what it was. And I thought that there was one definite answer, that if you got enough, 20-year veteran magicians, they'd say, it's this, this, and this. This is the right way to do it. Any other way is wrong. But the more I'm speaking to, really, like Jake Stratton-Kent, I did an interview with recently, Julian Vane. These are big names in British occultism. Anyway, I think world occultism, to be honest. Everybody has their own approaches. Everybody has totally different ideas on what, so it's your occultism. It's not the occult.
And they all of them have their own boilerplate stuff that they keep repeating. It's like really strict dogma.
Yeah, I did notice that I'm not going to name any names, but it was just like did I really need to ask the questions, or could you have just read the back of your dust cover on your book, you know?
Oh, perfect. That's perfect, Sarah. I love that you get shit, Sarah. Yeah, and you know, magic for me, and lordy, I was so into that stuff. I believed it for 3 decades. I studied, I read, I went back, just poured over. I was at the library all the time because, there was no internet. And I had a library of my own. My mom even got into it because, well, I'm going to outdo my kid and I'm going to read more than her. My mom was an asshole. But anyway, I'm not going to bring that up again, you guys. But anyway, and I did all these religions that I became a member of in real life, brick and mortar churches, gosh, everything that all my friends were into, and, even the Rosicrucians. Okay, I'm rambling on, but, I studied magic. I studied sacred candle burning. I even had a witch name. Okay. My name was Aurelia. I did.
Aurelia.
How,
Aurelia?
oh,
Oh God, you won't know how apt that is, because that's what I was called all through my school life, because my name was O'Reilly, Aurelia O'Reilly. Like
oh, damn, big gesture up there. Yeah,
I might have been small. Well, I still am, but
Bet you were feisty.
no,
are
only
you
when
kidding?
the button's pressed. Otherwise, I'm the nicest person on this planet. Until
Well,
you press that one button.
well, yeah, you're still spunky,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you don't take shit.
No, I don't take shit. I learned that. It took me a few years to learn that one.
Oh, it took me a long time to learn that one. But anyway, I found over the years that ultimately the only magic, like I said before, there are no externals. You cannot cast a spell. You cannot make things happen out there. What you can do make happen is change your thinking about it.
Absolutely.
And how you approach it. And whatever prompted you to want to cast a spell, or you handle that. Where's this coming from? And you handle that and see that. You guys, that's miraculous. You can change your life by changing your thoughts. It is absolute, the purest magic ever. It's life-changing. And then you have a different view of the world. You have a different view of the people that you're encountering. And there's the magic. And that's what I've found. But then I'm a really, really old woman. So that's...
Plus, would you have come to that realization if you hadn't read all that and gone through all that?
Exactly.
You need a symbolic framework, or life just keeps happening. You need some way of regaining control and saying, okay, I can work with this symbol system like the tarot,
That's
you can look at a tarot spread and it makes you think about things that you probably wouldn't have occurred to you, but because it's set in a, I think I've noticed in meditation as well, there's always two people there. There's the observer, and then there's the kind of mouse on the wheel that keeps scurrying around. So
you have to poke at the mouse, tell him to stop while you listen to the other fella.
And back to your question, Sarah, would I have come to this realization had I not studied all those decades? I think I would have died before I came to that comfortable, content place. And I'm so grateful for that. Maggie and I today were talking about just being fucking grateful. Boy, I am. So it's Maggie. We talk about it, thank you, Lordy, or whoever. Well, there's nobody up there. I am so grateful for the now during this really crappy, shitty year. I'm grateful for what for what is okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even, people might think I'm blowing that out of proportion. How can you find any good in it? You know what? It works for me.
Mm.
And helps me sleep okay at night. And anyway, so, I found out that, the magic is in me.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's all inside, but we need to find ways to bring it out. Most people go through lives without ever really considering their own potential, and just I think I'm not wanting to put a blanket statement and say, 90% we're cleverer than 90% of people because they're in the rat race, and we've been able to meditate and stand back and view things from this mystical standpoint. But I kind of secretly think that. But yeah, suffering brings its own wisdom as well, I think.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. So do mistakes. Big blunders, big mistakes are such important lessons. I have always said you don't learn much from things that you do right. You learn a lot from the shit you really fuck up.
Yeah. I did a lot of fucking up.
Yeah, me too.
Same here.
But it's been a great ride.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've always managed to have a good time.
51 now, and I feel like I'm just really starting to come to some kind of control over my own life now.
Oh boy, do I get that, Sarah. You got lots of time.
Too.
Yeah.
I do feel like I've got lots of time as well. I don't feel like I'm going to be dead in 20 years. Touch wood. Maybe another 50. That's what I'm aiming for.
Okay. Hey, another 50. You'll be in the president of the United States will write you as saying happy birthday when you're 110. And yeah,
you get to be 110. You get one from the Queen at 100.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what you do from the president. Well, I don't know about the president we have now. He'd probably ignore you. But generally, it has been tradition in the U.S., for the president to send 100-year-olds, what do you call it, centenarians, happy birthday. Yeah. And, you're lucky you're still alive kind of thing. Love the president.
Just keep paying your taxes. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be just fine. There is no debtor's prison. Well, they can take everything you own. That's kind of like a prison. But anyway, okay. So Saroth, I'm going to put a link to your channel. So wait, before I say that, do you have any plans for your future stuff? Are you thinking about it, or are you just?
Yeah, well, I recently did 5 interviews in very close succession. And it was kind of exhausting because I had to, it's not like I ever do much preparation, but I did especially for the Jake Stratton Kent one, he's so revered in the occult world. I had to read Gia Sophia, which is it's a masterwork, it really is. But so I was kind of worn out by that, and I'm kind of, I don't know, I never know what I'm going to be doing with the channel. I'd like to do more of my own music and my own ideas. I did a couple that worked out quite well about stuff that I actually do really know, like psychedelics and how they relate to various aspects of occultism. So I'd like to do more of that, but now I've started a new job. Hooray! Lots of people in the UK are losing their jobs, and I just got one, half decent pay. I only have to work 3 days a week because it's 13-hour shifts. So that's not going to, well, no, that is going to leave. Yeah, the channel's going to be just fine. But I'm going to, I'd like to do more of my own stuff. But I notice if I have a name in the title, I get okay-ish views. If it's just me, I get next to no views at all. But, I'm not in this for fame or money. It's just kind of satisfying to get your work out and even one person liking it, a nice comment,
I know the feedback is nice. Gosh, Maggie and I love our feedback. That spurs
the whole idea of it.
Yeah, and
smiles on people's faces.
And
for an hour.
And the exchange.
Exactly.
And my gosh, you know what? 50% of our channel is our friends in chat.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's its own entertainment. Friends are there. They speak with each other. And then we have this show too. So it's like this double feature. Oh, we love it. Okay, Saroth, I'm telling you, go to StreamYard.
I am gonna, because I need to. I can't do live stream, like live interviews anymore, and that's what I used to love.
Yeah.
So if I use StreamYards, I can, and then because I feel like 90% of the attraction of it for me was doing it live with other people. You get a bunch of people in chat, and it's a community thing,
Yeah.
But since I lost that ability, I've had to record the interviews, and you don't get the same feedback. And I feel like I haven't spoken to anyone for such a long time.
I know it's like live theater. You get instant gratification. And Saroth, you were absolutely, we have this history. You were always delightful, and we all had a good time. And you were so cool. Everybody loves you. And so, okay, with StreamYard, you can have that back. And Lord, invite Maggie and me, okay?
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
What jolly fun. It'll be like old times.
Yeah.
It could even be. I mean, and the whole world is now Zooming and having to meet up in these odd virtual spaces because the planet Earth has been shut for a couple of months now.
Yeah. You know what? This is one of the reasons Maggie and I kept on and endured, because the planet has been shut down. What else are we going to do? What else are we doing? So we have an hour on a Sunday every week, and it's so lovely to have people show up, after their bitch of a week, and have a laugh and just hang out.
It's like a date. It's like going out with your mates.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what I enjoy about it.
Yeah, and I think, more of that is important. More of that.
Yeah.
Sarah, do it. Not the same time as us, because our audience, I will have to come and look for you. But
anyway, I wouldn't get anyone showing up to me if the grannies were on. Come on.
Oh hell, I don't know. Look at your face. Maggie, you notice he's very good looking. You notice that?
Yes, I always did.
Yeah, and he has this glorious mop of hair that goes all crazy a whole lot of times. So anyway, so we don't want
very long actually. Yeah.
Oh, holy crap! Look at what your
hair.
Never seen it that long.
Mine's orange on top at the minute.
Maggie did an experimental hair color, and it turned the top of her head orange.
That does tend to happen. Yeah, I did that many times.
Jeans you can have. The ginger jean, the web jean.
You have web feet, Maggie?
No, not me. Miss me. It got me kids. It got me mother. It got me grandkids.
Really? Are you serious? Web feet? Like the
web
toe?
feet. My mum's fingers were webbed. Them two were webbed. She had a wedding ring and that on her third finger. And you never saw that hand because she always went like that.
Whoa, my nephew, by adoption, had a couple of his toes on each foot with a web, and he was always humiliated and embarrassed. He would never go barefoot at the beach.
No, my daughter's the same. Now, she had web fingers, Trisha, but they would do her fingers, wouldn't do her toes, because they said that was
cosmetic.
Yeah. And yet they've done my granddaughters.
Huh.
There's no rhyme or reason, really, is there?
No.
No rhyme, no reason. Okay, I'm looking over here at the chat. Somebody called you sexy Steve.
Yeah, we can guess who that is, can't we?
Maybe not. Okay, so
by the way, Steve, Well, you'll have to DM me your address.
My house address?
Well,
Yeah.
a mailing address, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
your house.
Yes, you will be getting one of these, sir.
Well,
What, a
Maggie,
hat?
we can't see it. A
Oh,
hat?
one of those. Oh, yeah. I saw one of those on Twitter. Oh, I'd love one. I would absolutely love one. Thank you very much. I will DM it to you
I'm doing
post
the
haste.
UK side, you see.
I
Yeah,
love them.
that's
Yeah.
so cool.
I've been staying away from, honestly, the first half of lockdown, I couldn't stay away from Facebook and Twitter. It was my only, because we're stuck in the house 24 hours. But
Yeah.
then it got to such a point I had to say, no, I'm doing a digital, what do you call it, detox.
Yeah.
And now I've been away from Twitter for so long, it just seems, I don't like it anymore. I actually prefer Facebook now.
Yeah, well, the grannies do have a Twitter page now.
Maggie, you know what, Maggie? I'm going to start calling it twatter. I think it was hysterical when you said that because I'm really there infrequently. It's not on my phone because I'm old.
I just check in now and again.
It's very
twatter.
negative.
Yeah, very.
Oh,
very.
Holy crap! It's a circus of chaotic, bad thoughts and criticisms and stuff. Because I've been dealing with our artist that's making our logos. I'm on Twitter a lot now, and a couple of Twitter groups. I'm there. Dang, I'm having a good time. Although I don't. Anyway, I scroll down, and the Twitter feeds. They're
the
not
political situation in America is kind of depressing me as well. I've never seen America so divided.
And it's encouraged. Of course, it's encouraged because some entities. It's being used for other agendas. Keep us separate, keep us labeled, keep us angry, and that's how we can be controlled. And it's like a concert. World leaders have known this down through the ages, how to control a population. And man, you guys, we are being so fucking controlled. And
what the Nazis did with radio and television, everybody's in on it with the digital revolution now.
Well, prior to that, it was the printed news, it was telegraph, it was wire services. There's always been a measure of control with the news we've had, although now it is way more controlled than it used to be because like independent news sources are being eliminated. Independent newspapers, print newspapers, they've been bought up and disappeared.
Well, they've always been full of crap. I can vouch for that. I was a manageress of a newsagent for 8 years when I left school.
I have a friend. Actually, she moved to Ireland. It was her dream. She was a major news writer for a major network here in the U.S. And she says, "Fuck it, I'm selling everything, and I'm moving to Ireland." So she's there now, but she bought into the stuff that she was being fed to write up the newscasters' comments about. So in that regard, we really never got along because I said, we didn't have a conversation often because I hate to be, confrontational, but holy crap. She was this illustration of how our news is directed. And this is one of those news stations that people watch every day. And but anyway, I don't know what hit her, but she says, I'm out of here. I'm out of the US. And she's in Ireland and having this lovely life. She's making friends. And
well, as much as I love America, I love Americans, all you guys.
Thanks.
I'm really worried about this move that despite Scotland's vote to remain in the European Union, Britain as a whole are moving out of the European Union, Brexit, and it seems like we're going to be totally tied into this financial arrangement with America, and the cost of drugs are going up, and European Union has got far. This is my political stuff. You couldn't find a more perfect society than like the Scandinavian countries and Germany.
no
They've got their
kidding.
problems, but honestly, Britain and America are going down a very dangerous path at the moment.
Well, I think we're going right down the toilet.
Yeah. It's like the end of an empire. All empires end in this kind of chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos, tragedy, overemphasis on military industrial complexes, and yeah, we're doomed. It is so good.
Bloody doomed.
Thank God we won't be alive to see it.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a good time to be old. I am so glad I'm old. I'm not going to see any of this shit that's coming up. Geez, you guys, I wish you strength. I wish you love. My blessings.
Let's drink to that.
Yeah, tip one up for our future wretched folks that have to.
Well, maybe maybe Generation X can get it all sorted out for us.
You know what? People are coming together like I've never seen before.
Yeah,
Yes.
right now.
You've got the arseholes. There's always one somewhere. You know that. Everybody's got one. They've even got them in the families, if they're honest. But I've seen people come together around our walk like never before. People are making, like you do, Robin. We're not doomed if we help each other. And that's what we're trying to do here.
Well, you know what? That only is working on small scale, and I'm perfectly content with that. We cannot change the world. I used to think, man, if enough of us got together, we can change the world. Well,
I used to believe that as well.
So
Pie in the sky, fantasy.
People's mindset.
But only within your realm.
Yes.
Only within your own realm, you can be happy. You can have a group, a neighborhood, a gang, good friends, a clubhouse. And that's all that really matters when you wake up in the morning. The world is out there burning, but right now, right here, there's joy and happiness and camaraderie and friendships. And damn, it's a good way to get through life, I say.
And another thing that meditation has taught me is this: living in the moment. Don't be constantly looking back to the past, and don't be constantly projecting into the future. You've got to make this moment the best moment it can be. Yeah. You could write that on a fortune cookie, but it is kind of true.
That is true. Living now.
But of course,
only the present.
Yeah, but of course, don't be a sap about it. Pollyannaism is really corny, but use it with a measure of giving the fisheye to what's going on around you. But you know what? Find you're happy. You're allowed to. You are allowed to do no harm to either others or yourself, and find the happy. You're entitled. You're allowed. Give yourself permission.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
I love you guys.
I love you guys. Yeah. This is great. Hey, we've been on for an hour.
Whoa, that went so quick.
That went so quick. Well, hell with it. Fuck it. Oh, okay, Saroth, do you have anything else you would feel comfortable in sharing with us, or anything?
Well, I do have this idea about the next stage in human evolution. I'll leave on that one.
Okay.
It's not going to be human. It's going to be artificial intelligence. And actually, the whole point of biological organic evolution is reaching this point where we've now created machines which will, we are like the cells in that, like before complex creatures, there was like one cell that split into two cells, 4, 8, 16. So humans are basically kind of primates, and if I think this is the singularity, the cultural singularity, is that we are birthing AI, which will give, it will somehow, the Terence McKenna thing, the transcendental object at the end of time.
Yeah.
It will be an AI thing. So don't be scared of AI. It's all part of God's glorious plan.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
grateful for AI, because if it wasn't for AI, we wouldn't be communicating at this very second.
Yeah, it's not all bad. I don't think we should be totally scared of it, is what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. But I don't concede to some of their plans, shall we say.
Well, you know what? When it really hits the globe, we'll be gone, Maggie.
Yeah, another
down and say, you bastard, you.
Well, it's like those old science fiction movies, the Utopian Society, and that's horse crap. That was programming for you guys. I think it's going to be chaotic.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I just can't get into that chaotic. It's going to look chaotic.
Maggie's an optimist, for sure.
From the outside, for the show, shall we say, that we're seeing at the minute, but it will flip. People are going to start growing their own foods. They're going back to nature. They're not going to be relying on these GMO foods and shite anymore.
Boy, but you know what? That is such a small segment of the planet.
I know it is, but it's gradually, that movement is getting bigger and bigger.
Well, may it ever continue. May it ever continue. And I hope people don't get so demoralized eventually that they just throw up their hands. But damn, yeah.
You just don't live in fear. That's what they want.
Oh, of course. Fear. And here's the next thing to be stressed about. And here's the next thing to be stressed about. And Lord, can I buy a chicken? Can I?
If you can't buy a chicken, go outside. You've got dandelion tea.
Really. But
not quite a chicken substitute, though. But, I mean, we do have pigeons and seagulls.
Yeah.
Oh boy, they're a little gamey, especially based on what they might be ingesting.
Oh, I know. You wouldn't eat an Aberdeen seagull, I'm telling you.
In the city, kind of, Saroth, or on the outskirts of Aberdeen?
I am right in the centre, pretty much. Torry is like ground zero.
Right.
Yeah, pretty rough part of town. But I'm not in Torry just now. I'm in the far more genteel Mannifield.
Oh, yeah. But do you have to go through the bad part to get to like a store or anything, or what?
No, I live in the bad part, but this is like Melanie's sort of Star's house, so it's nice up here. Yeah, Torry's grim. It's like a lot of drugs, a lot of poverty, a lot of crime.
Everywhere.
Just you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I still find it very interesting, and the rents are very cheap.
Yeah. Well, of course, because it's a scary place, and rents have to be cheap to get people to fill the places.
Artists always live in ghettos. That's one thing I learned from my early reading. So I'll just stay there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're where you are. So, how much of a lockdown do you guys have right now?
Well, we got like past. It's all these weird classifications, stage 4 to stage 3. So we kind of got out of lockdown for a little bit. Bars and restaurants opened, but you have to send your order from an app on your phone. No touching, no sitting beside each other and stuff. But then a bunch of people went crazy on the first weekend, and you saw they showed it on the news, the disgraceful scenes in Aberdeen where there was just everybody was just piling into clubs. And so there was a second outbreak, so we went into like another lockdown. That's been another 3 weeks. Meanwhile, small businesses and pubs, and one of Melanie's friends built up a grilled cheese restaurant. The only one in Aberdeen. She got the idea from a visit to the States. Donald Sutherland was one of our first visitors. He was in Aberdeen for some weird reason, and he comes strolling in, so they got the photograph, so he's like the patron saint of melt. And she's just gone out of business. She was doing so well. She's like a workaholic. She opened a bigger premises right in the middle of town. It was going great. And then this happened. And, you know, so many of my friends that have had bars and restaurants in the city centre that I've been going to for 20 years now are all like, what the fuck are we going to do now?
Yeah.
Desperate times, really.
That's awful. You know, here in the U.S., yeah, there are some innovative restaurant people. Is in where you guys live, is it allowed to order or to continue doing business like curbside pickup?
Takeaway is fine, and they tend to deliver, and they'll drop it on your doorstep.
Yeah.
You know, public transport's still on, but they've got big bits of the bus sort of cordoned off. Masks are pretty much compulsory, which is good. You know, there's no. I really don't get this thing about we don't want to wear masks. And, you know, this is our freedom. You know, that's a right-wing conspiracy bullshit.
Yeah. Well, same here.
See, Saroth's laws are different to mine again.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I think every area has got completely, and that's what's. Everybody's so confused; they don't know if they're coming or going.
Here too.
I'm not allowed to go into Scotland at the moment.
You're not allowed?
No, Scotland has banned the UK from going up there.
Quite right. I have to say, you know, we kind of do have a I know this is going to get kind of boring for the American listeners, viewers, but Scotland has its kind of own semi-independent government now. And I think they've dealt with the crisis a lot better than Westminster, Boris Johnson, and all those fools.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Everybody was 3 months late anyway.
He's the guy with the hair, yeah.
Yeah, the really bad hair. Yeah, it's exactly like that here, except we have, you know, the orange gentleman in the big White House.
Yeah.
But we are just as confused. The numbers change all the time. The level changes all the time. Some schools are open, some schools aren't. No, that school can't open because somebody came in with COVID. And, you know, it's just, in fact, I am so glad I don't have a television. I do not listen to the news.
No, I don't watch. I got rid of my TV many years ago, and it was one of the best things I ever did.
Same here, at least 10 years ago for me now, because it would make my head explode. You know, everything changes moment by moment because news is 24 hours a day now. Jesus, I don't know what to believe now. You know what? I follow the rules. I wear a mask every time I go out my front door, even if I go out to get my mail, which is probably 12 steps to my mailbox. I have a mask on. I follow the rules. I think some of it's real horse crap because it's flu season. I don't know quite what to believe about transmission, detection, the contact monitoring that they're doing. I don't know about that shit. I think there's something about this profound control over an entire planet's population.
Yeah. It's a perfect excuse for governments to run wild, really, you know.
Yeah, so I don't know how to feel about that, you know, but I'm no longer a bra burner, y'all, or a Vietnam protester, y'all. But I follow the rules. I follow the rules. I have an assortment of masks. I went to a seamstress and she made me masks. I have Day of the Dead. I have flames on my mask. I have, you know, delightful, and then a couple of surgical masks. You know, so I follow the rules. So I don't know.
I'm telling people to take them off.
What?
I'm forever
Maggie's telling people to take them off.
Take them off. And mine's mainly round my chin. I can't breathe and I can't see. So
Well, they are very uncomfortable.
round my chin.
You know, working a 13-hour shift in an extremely hot building with a mask on is excruciatingly uncomfortable.
And nobody yet has complained to me. Whether it's because of the way I look walking around with me pushing along trolley.
Your heart. Yeah.
I don't know, but nobody said a word to me. They did the cat the other day. We went and cost a fortune coffee. And, and she asked these ladies if she could, were these chairs empty. And she said, I mean, she's 79, for God's sake. She's, you know, she's got bad heart, arthritis, diabetes. She needs to sit down. So she sat down, and this other woman said, well, that's not distancing. Pat turned around and said, well, I think you're far enough from me. If you don't feel like it, feck off. But not really feck. And they did.
I got poked by an old woman on the bus. She actually, you know, reached through the seat, poked me hard in the back because me and Melanie were sitting together, and said, "Oh, you should be, yeah." So it's.
Well, fuck you. Okay, in the U.S., we call that our personal bubble. If it's somebody you live with, if it's a family member, it's called, and it's perfectly okay. So you know, mind your own business, asshole. With the
absolutely, if she hadn't been an elderly woman, I would have turned around and said something very rude.
No, it was the other lady and her daughter that was rude to Pat. Everybody else, you know, was on Pat's side, if you like. She was absolutely exhausted because they've taken most of the seats out of Derby, and we do one shot, sit down.
Isn't that just sad? And you know, I can't believe that so many of us are talking about this shit right now. You know, when we should all be enjoying life and planting a garden, going to work, and going to a restaurant, going to a concert. You know, that part of life is ended. I am so sorry that this is how
now
it
in the new normal. That's the
whatever that is.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that is. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go have a breakfast burrito. I assembled these 10 breakfast burritos for the freezer, and I've had one sort of baking, thawing. So I'm gonna go.
I was waiting to say, I don't think you'll manage all 10, Robin.
No, she feeds the neighborhood.
Well, not these. I'm keeping for myself because they are superior. I talked about it on Facebook, but anyway. Oh, dear Sarah, what a pleasure!
Thank you so much.
What
a pleasure.
Will you please come back?
Yeah,
of course.
I would be delighted. You know what? If you check into StreamYard, and
I'm gonna.
I look forward to when Maggie and I get to come on your show.
You'll see me rise like a phoenix from the ashes on StreamYards, and I'll be like inviting everybody in there.
Everybody
you can have up to 10, isn't it? Something
wow! Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Be like one of CD's CD chanter. CW chanters, dumpster fires. CD chanter. That's a new one.
Boy, I don't know what's happening with him because you you change up with your YouTube associations, so I don't know what's happening with him. But anyway, you guys, gosh, thanks so much, Saroth. We so look forward to seeing you again, and thank you for this. What an excellent show.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. Thank you so much, Maggie. Thank you, Robin. I've had a great time. It's kind of made me realize that live shows can be fun again.
Yeah,
of course. And
you never know what we're doing.
And I want my badge, Maggie. I'm going to message you my address.
Yes, please do, and you'll get it this week.
Yeah, they're really cute.
They are. I love them.
So, Sarah, the magic is in you. Remember that.
I will remember, Robin.
Okay,
Yeah.
dear.
Please
Thank
look
you.
the Saroth the Mage experiment on YouTube.
Yes, please do. Please
And
do.
we're going to
I need
put
to get to that 1,000 mark. I think I'm
Yeah.
at 927 or something.
Oh, you know what? After today's show, I'll bet you got it. Because we have some good friends. Okay, dear heart, have a good
Okay.
week.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Take
much,
care.
ladies. Pleasure.
Good.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you.
Much love always to you and yours, Saroth.
Thank you, Maggie. Same here.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, wow.
Oh,
I just love this. And thank you, everybody in the chat. We don't read what you're saying. We look back after.
I know.
Thank you for the support.
I haven't, you know what? When we're all finished, I'm going to go back and read the chat. I missed so much of it. You guys, okay. Thank you. Gosh, you guys, thank you for being here. Our good friends. You make it so worthwhile and just a joy. And gosh.
Yeah, we love you.
Okay, so I don't know if K Ride Express is still in the chat, but
Yes, he is.
Are you K Ride, darling? It was suggested to me today by a good friend that Maggie and I have you on. But you know what? We have mentioned that before. So K Ride Express, we'd love to schedule you to come on the Granny Show and just be all weird with us because, you know, we love you. Also, Mudbrooker, we would love to have you on because, dude, you cook. I think you fix carburetors and stuff, and
wow.
you know how to take care of cast iron. Lordy, I fell in love with you when you knew how to take care of cast iron. Lordy, yeah, Mudbrooker. Okay, who else? Oh, okay, Maggie. Next Sunday, we're having a repeat guest. We're having Thomas Sheridan.
Yes.
Yeah, we're having Thomas Sheridan. He said to remind him the day before, and he'll come on. So, okay, you guys, it's always ebbing and flowing. It's always flexible, and so if a guest doesn't show up because of whatever reason, you know, Maggie and I will wing it, but we're expecting Thomas Sheridan. After that will be Angel Munez's brother, Donovan.
Yes. We're getting quite a list, actually.
Isn't it lovely? I can't believe we have a lineup, but Angel Munez's brother is a rapper.
Yeah.
He's just darling and so cool. And he has a story. And, you know, we're looking forward to that. But okay, next week, Thomas Sheridan. Maybe the week after that.
There's a reasoning why he's coming back, Stephen. You'll be aware next week.
Yeah, there's a reason he's coming back. Yeah, so it'll be interesting, you guys. And okay, here's a hint about what's going on. I'm going to unblock everybody I've blocked on YouTube. I am going to unblock everyone. So Thomas Sheridan is coming on. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the chat. We'll see how many thumbs down we get. And it's sort of a delightful social experiment, only with, you know,
Grannies who don't give a shite.
Thomas Sheridan, yeah. And, you know, it's going to be a hoot. We're looking forward to it. So Maggie, my dear co-host, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Robin. This is a hoot.
This is such a hoot. And you guys, everyone who has been a guest on our show is, we're mailing granny pins. Yeah, we're going to do it till we run out. But so anyway, Saroth
Cult of Moses has just come in.
Cult of Zemosis, were your ears burning?
Absolutely adore you.
And Cult of Zemosis, I'm sending you a granny pin. In fact, Cult of Zemosis, I am sending both sizes. so he can get the full effect of his artwork in 2 sizes of granny pins. So he gave me his address today. So I'm mailing tomorrow, and I think somebody else. Can't remember, but I have a list. But anyway, this is just fun.
Yeah.
So, and we're gonna soon be posting a Teespring link after I get all the images rounded up and labeled and fixed. And
It's not about making money or anything, folks.
well, it is a little bit.
Joy.
It is a little bit.
If you like.
Well, it's a little bit about making money. It'll, keep me in.
That's the idea.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys, we're going to have T-shirts and hoodies. I'm copying that from Omnieris, and maybe a baseball cap coffee mug with 3 images that you'll be able to select from. Oh my God, I feel like a whore. But anyway, that's going to be available because this is going to help keep me independent after my retirement. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks, Maggie. I'm going to end this. Holy cow, it's almost 10. We've been on almost an hour and a half. You guys in the chat, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. K-Ride Express says support Robin's.
This is why we want you on, K-Ride.
I know K-Ride. And the last time I saw you live, I think, oh no, you were maybe after that time before I saw you live, K-Ride, you were wearing a pink pig onesie. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but, just based on that alone, we want you on our show, sweetheart. So reach out to me on YouTube and let's put you on our calendar. Let's put you on our dance card and we'll have you on. Okay. I'm going to end this. Just carry on and on, but, my burrito is calling. So Maggie, sweetheart, We'll Google Hangout occasionally, but I'll see you next week.
See you next week, Robin. Take care.
Thank
Much
you.
love, everybody.
Much
Take
love,
care.
everybody. Okay, bye.